It cuts off, and she lands in the arms of Zach here. And I like this. He says, "We got ourselves some sort of danger girl." Hint, hint, wink, wink. Everyone, welcome back to Nortonman Reviews, and we are going to look at Wildsiderz, the last interior comic books that J. Scott Campbell had done. There's only 2 issues of it. There's issue number 0, which is not even much of an issue, just kind of we'll look at it. Then it starts with issue 1 and 2, and this issue number 2 right here was the last interior work or a full comic book. He might have done some stuff here and there, maybe. But then J. Scott Campbell just went and is doing covers, which is fine for him. It sucks for the rest of us, though, because he was so good at it, but he's making, I'm sure, plenty of money doing less work, just having to focus on covers. But he's such a good storyteller. And he got started on Gen 13, which was a hit, and then he moved to Danger Girl, which is one of my favorite comics of all time. I'll look at it at some point. My brother Rob on his channel has looked at those, so you can check his videos out to see what he says about them. But he's such a fun artist. He's cartoony, but it's sexy. He can draw like super realistic when he needs to, but also kind of keep the cartoony vibe with it. It's hard to say. He did a pinup of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and all the characters, like, they looked like all the actors, but it's hard to say. It was still cartoony, but it looked realistic. It's kind of weird, but he's so good. We'll talk about the premise of what this is, but we're not going to talk much about the story because there's not any real point to get into the story since it ended after 2 issues. I don't know how long they were going to take this and what was going to happen with it, but it is what it is. So, J. Scott Campbell, if you're watching this, which I know you're not, good on you for doing great work, but I wish you'd do more interiors. You probably hear that a lot. That's just, my opinion, such as it were. So, it begins here. Only $1.99. Oh, my Lord. Issue number 0, August of 2006. So almost 20 years ago, they stopped doing interiors. So basically the premise is, like, these teenagers, they're in high school, and you've got, like, the smart kind of outcast, the nerdy girl, the hot chick, the jock, and the kind of sidekicky goofball dude. And they get this weird, technology, holographic technology that gives them the powers of these animals. So, we'll see what they are inside, but that's kind of the premise of it, which I think is not a bad premise. It's kind of fun. The older I get, the less interest I have in looking and watching shows about teenagers in high school and everything. But still, it's that premise I think could work. So again, his art is what we're going to be looking at through here. So we got Styler. Has like praying mantis powers. And then Jess, again, supposed to be sexy and everything, but it's hard to say, like, oh, look at her ass here when she's 15 fucking years old. Jesus Christ. Yeah. You just feel creepy and creeped out. 16-year-old cat, again. I don't have to say she's a cat, but she spells it with a K. So that's a thing. Zach, he's 16. This first guy was 16. So 15 and 16 years old. Like, just fucking put them in college. Why do we have to make them these kids? Are 15 and 16-year-old kids in high school reading these? I don't know. And then Bam, he's a gorilla. He's 16. And there's a lot of information. Like, if you're really interested in the characters, like, they give backstories here and talk about their power. So that's kind of cool. They say he's like a Chris Farley dude. Let's see, Dr. Mira Martin, age 32. Finally, oh my God, we can look at something and be like not creeped out by it. She probably created the technology. And then here's the villains. J. Scott Campbell's always been good at design, so he makes each of these characters look unique and different. You know, kind of like giving her the cutesy face, giving her the sultry look. Outsider dude, popular dude, and the popular dude's friend, I'm guessing. And yeah, like, man, if he did a G.I. Joe comic book, that would be fucking amazing. You know what I mean? Batman interviews. So we're just kind of looking at like the artwork here. J. Scott Campbell. That's awesome. Cheerleader, 16 years old. Oh, probably. I bet she's like a villain who's outcast, and I'm sure she's 16 also. That's a cool image of them leaping into battle or whatever. That pose on her. I mean, you know, took the opportunity. She's 16 years old. So that's okay. Here's a little bit of interior stuff here. And it's like, what if technology performed miracles? What if technology changed your species? What if technology made you a star? So these things are, you know, have different advantages. What if technology made the dream come true? So it is kind of interesting to see, you know, like the nerdy girl, she's kind of doing something with like the popular dude. The sultry girl, she's kind of having a moment with the leader outcast. Um, those are kind of like cliche things, also, but I think it works. What if the technology became your nightmare? Uh-oh. What if it could make you a hero? They were trying to be superheroes. Oh, but these guys are dating. He was doing stuff with here. I mean, obviously, it's not giving us the information because it wants us to buy the book. They're doing some kind of crazy technology with the art, also making the holograms here. They're in some uniforms. Of course, the girls have to show their belly buttons and legs, but they're 16. This summer, test drive the Animal Kingdom. So this is just kind of a cool trailer in comic book form. J. Scott Campbell is good at that. He did something similar in Danger Girl. I'm looking for my sketchbook of that. This is the line out. I don't know. Anyways, kind of a cool trailer for this. Animal Kingdom, Wildsiderz, August 3rd, 2005. Right? That's cool. So let's look at issue number 1. Let's just leap right into it. Who are the Wildsiderz? I mean, all this stuff is really cool. How he's able to do the cool shot up front and the people in the background. Where's the flying girl? Am I missing her? How it's coming around his arm there over his face. So these characters are basically like the character Vixen from Justice League, right? Am I doing the right issue? Number 1, right? It's jumped in it already, though. I mean, he's able to show the speed on there, and the expressions on the face are very cute. I mean, you understand what's going on. She's jumping. She got caught. They're talking. Glad I could just drop in. He's a fucking velociraptor, right? guy's a monkey or a gorilla. It's crunch time, Freakazoid. What are they fighting? It's hard to tell. Looks like they're fighting other versions of this technology. It's a little hard to understand what's going on. You have to really look at it sometimes. Like there's like a 3-headed wolf thing here, and the Velociraptor dude, Zach, flings it. It's a cool shot right there. Like the angle. And I don't know what happened here, but this is obviously a flash forward, I guess. Flashes back 3 weeks ago. Spraying mantis on this guy's face as he's waking up. I mean, this is another thing that J. Scott Campbell can do, is all the detail and the backgrounds. The Boba Fett thing there. You can see it there. Just all sorts of stuff. It makes it feel like it's lived in. So he's at, there's the doctor with the technology. They're already toast. I don't know what they're doing. Drinking, talking. Have to go to school. So of course he's a skateboarder, doing some grinding down the rails. Styler the skater. That's cool. Is that Tom Strong? Terry Dodson. Anyways. So you can see all this that would happen in a movie, Quick flash forward, and then you're being introduced to all the characters, the different types of, the variations of the characters. Again, all the detail, the different types of people that he can draw. I mean, J. Scott Campbell, he can do it all, dude. He can draw vehicles, technology, regular looking people, hot, high schoolers. And what kind of teenage zoo? There's the prima donnas, the gangsta rappers, the jocks, the dark ones or goths, the denizens of Middle Earth or the nerds. What do we have here? Species unknown. There's Cat the hottie. I mean, that's like an expression that's just really I'm sure he can probably do a lot of this out of his head, but I'm sure he's very good with reference. Kitty, of course she's going to be like the cat. But just, this look on her face. He makes her hot, but also gives her flaws, right? Kind of big teeth here. I don't know. She's not like she's fucking supermodel for a 16-year-old. There's Bam, the meathead. And of course, he's going to get into it with him. Zach the hunk, he's like, stops them. He's a nice guy. Funny expressions. Cool background shit. All these chicks are gushing over him. Catches the kiss right there. Again, another funny expression. And there's Jess, the hot nerd. Probably friends with this guy. In chemistry class, again, this angle, looking down, establishing shot, all the detail. That's just, I don't have it in me to draw this kind of shit. And again, that's what separates amazing artists from average artists like myself. But Jesus Christ, that's cool, that Albert Einstein back there. He reminds me of someone. He reminds me of an actor. He's been in a million things. I don't know his name, though. So we'll just move on. So again, who wrote this? Andy Hartnell, who is also in Danger Girl. They can put the humor in, the character moments, as well as like the action and the cool dramatic stuff. Again, another cute and good expression on the face. Bad guy doing bad guy shit. Oh, talking with the doctor. He's probably going to steal her technology. He's probably funding it, I'm guessing. A lot of talking. Still very good art, even though there's not a lot of splash to it. Doesn't need it. The Iraq droid SV900 he introduces. He's into robotics. And I think it gets out of control as they're doing this demonstration. But the doctor has her own demonstration, and she's able to use the technology to get up from her wheelchair. So that's kind of cool. So okay, all right. I mean, it'd be better if I had read this, but this bad guy is just their technology developers and their rivals, it looks like. They're putting on a demonstration. He does this big android thing. It goes out, it goes crazy, and she comes and saves the day with her technology. So everyone's into what she can do, and it's like, take a hike, dude. Cheerleader practice goes bad. Then there's this one other hot 16-year-old. You know, she's fucking 16, but you get the point. She was also a cheerleader. Got kicked off, yelling at this girl Kat, because I guess she asked her boyfriend to the dance. All teenager shit, which is fun and all, but you know, I'm in my 40s. I don't need to always. I've seen enough teenage rom-coms and stuff. But I like the idea of this rom-com in the setting of this like weird, kind of crazy sci-fi story. More shit going on, just character stuff, amazing art. I mean, he does make them look like children or teenagers. He gives them a youthful vibe look. More shit. Making fun of the kid, I guess. I don't know what's going on. And these two guys are gonna race for some reason. Styler, the jog Zach. Why are they gonna race? Whatever. They're gonna race because he's tired of being made a fool of and he wants to be a part of the team. He's like, well, you can't be because you're not that good. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll do this obstacle course. So, anyways, Zach runs off, but then he creates the technology of a grasshopper or whatever. Holy shit, it says as they see it. He leaps into the air and he beats the obstacle course or catches up to this guy really fast, then sprouts the wings, flies up there. So he beats him. No, they're fucking still going. Jesus, they're just taking a moment to showcase what can happen in this. Let's just look at the art, right? I mean, this is all cool art and everything. It's not capturing me the way Danger Girl did or the way Gen 13 did. There's nothing wrong with it at all, and it's just maybe that's the concept. But Zach falls in mud, so he got his comeuppance, and the girlfriend's the first to congratulate him. And now I'm sure everyone is wondering where the technology is coming from or how to get it. So there's kind of a team. I don't know why they're all friends now. They weren't a bit ago. Maybe he just impressed everybody with his shit. And there's somebody who looks like the gardener or caretaker looking off, and to be continued. So let's look at the next one. All right. So Wildsiderz #2, the final issue that J. Scott Campbell did interiors on. Cool shot of Cat, January of 06. So hold on a second. This is January of 06. This is December of 05. This is August of 2005. Oh, 2005. I thought that said 2006. So this came out in August, then December, then January. Okay. That's not too late. Okay. So I think I looked through this briefly. Styler's hanging out, doing more shit, and then he's got this AI, this hologram AI called Pixie, and he's all happy with her, and she's all sexy. What's going on here? What is it inside her? I think it's a battery or something. So he's got his own little virtual companion, and he wants to keep her a secret, especially the way she's dressed. And she's like, "Why? Is it because of Jess? Worried about her?" It's like, why would she care? Because nerdy guy and outcast dude. That was a cool picture right there. I like that. So apparently he wowed all the friends. Now they're a group, and now he's going to bring them in because this guy has also created the technology. It just wasn't the one woman. And so he's going to bring all these guys in to give them part of the technology for some weird reason. Styler wants to give Kat a hands-on demo, but she's like, I don't think Zach would appreciate that, but I can find another way for you to turn me on. So she gets cat powers. She's leaping around like a kitty cat. And I guess, were they talking shit about her earlier that she was clumsy as a cheerleader? I think that's what happened, because now she can use this agility of a cat to be a better cheerleader. It's like, you're all frisky, Zach. All right, so he's giving other people powers, give her the wings, so she's flying, freaking out, having good times. It cuts off, and she lands in the arms of Zach here. And I like this. He says, "We got ourselves some sort of danger girl." Hint, hint, wink, wink. Speaking of, they did sorry, I was just looking at this. I do have these other issues of Danger Girl. Nick Bradshaw drew those, and there's no J. Scott Campbell. He's an extremely good artist, so maybe we'll look at those at some point. So Zach is flirting with this girl Jess, but he's got her as this girl Kat as a girlfriend, but Kat has also been kind of flirty with Styler here. Meanwhile, the short fat dude gets jack shit. See, flirty down here, and they're trying to come up with what they want to do. So this guy wants the powers of a gorilla, which makes sense. Especially the way he plays football. So I guess there's a time jump suddenly. Yeah, so they're hooking up this technology because they're getting ready for a football game, so they want these powers to help them win the game, which is unethical, but who gives a fuck? So he's a gorilla, and he gets velociraptor powers here. So that's going to make him all sorts of crazy fast and agile, and this guy's strong. So they get out there, they get out into the game, everybody's watching. Good things are happening for these guys because of the powers. Good things are happening for us because this is just great art by J. Scott Campbell. Like the panel work, small panels here. You're never really. unsure of what's happening, you know? Like, when you look in the fucking, I just did a review of the Transformers and G.I. Joe with Jay Lee. Sometimes I'm like, I don't know what I'm looking at. It's great art, but you don't know what you're looking at. You always can tell. Sometimes it may take a second, like you might have missed something, but you always understand what J. Scott Campbell is drawing. Right? Powing into these guys, jumping over these guys. Everyone's happy. Cheerleaders are doing well. As I say that, I don't think I understand what's I know she's standing on top of them and these girls are looking scared, but I don't know what they're trying to convey. Like, now she's agile, and is that what they're afraid of, or is something else happening because she has the powers of a cat? I don't know. So everyone, like, Zach won the game, he's a hero. Wildsiderz like, yeah, Zach won the game. But Kat's all happy with him, and she's like, he's not the only one who scored some points, so he's all happy. Love triangles, love squares going on, all sorts of things. You know, it's full of drama. That's funny. I guess, like, were people not able to see the technology, though? That's interesting. More story development here. Nothing too terribly interesting. There's this girl, Emily. She's the hot, like, schoolgirl goth who was also supposed to be on the cheerleader team. Yeah, maybe that's who you should go for, Styler. But shady shit is going on with the bad guy here. And then they're attacked by this robot, looks like, for some reason. Probably wants to steal the technology. So yeah, this thing is trying to steal its technology. Styler was able to take it out by letting it crash through him through a window, I guess. That fucking would hurt. He uses light powers to fly off, and the thing crashes down below and gets destroyed. So now they're like, oh god, they're going to be back. We have to destroy our work so they can't get it. And once it's gone, it's going to be over. Then it cuts, so that's what they do. But I think something gets away somewhere. Because it goes back to Emily, the girl, sitting there in her hot little high school uniform, I guess. And somehow this thing turns into the uses. Again, I'm kind of confused of what happens here. This radio play, this music player, whatever it is, it's not a boombox or anything like that. I'm trying to remember what we were all listening to, 2005 and 6. But this music player, like, sprouts these hologram legs, so she's kind of like freaking out. I like these looks on her face. And she is apparently the daughter of this asshole here. So he comes in and sees this, and he sees this technology. And he says things are never going to be the same. So that's it. That's the end, and that's all that we're ever going to get. Like, the only other thing we got for next issue was this thing here. Will the Wildsiders learn to work together, or will the villainous plans of Dr. Spider break them apart? They'll have to keep their emotions in check as Dr. Spider turns their high school formal into an affair they'll never forget. So that would have been kind of cool. I mean, if you're into the teenage drama and all that. So anyways, here's Wildsiders, issues 0, 1, and 2. And that's all there was of it. I wish, it's no Danger Girl, it's no Gen 13, but could it have been? Maybe. It's hard to say how many issues this would have gone, and like it flows like a movie, like a cool sci-fi teen rom-com kind of thing going on, whereas Danger Girl was all about action and espionage and all that. Andy Hartnell is a writer, and J. Scott Campbell is the artist, know how to like convey a story in that sense. So, I mean, I wish there was more Danger Girl for sure. I would read more of this for sure, but it's not something I would need to see all the time. So, anyways, what are your thoughts on this? What do you think about J. Scott Campbell? Do you love him as much as I do? Leave your comments down below. Hit that like and subscribe button. And as always, I will see you in the next video.